All right, Matt. Here we go. We're gonna try this again. We're still getting it together, folks. Stay.
That's why we don't do a live show because it would just
Yeah.
be mind-numbingly boring for anyone watching it.
Yeah, man. It's one thing. It's like when you're. I don't want to say famous, but known for what you're doing. Especially in podcasting. It's one thing to like have fans that don't mind because they just appreciate what you do. But when you're trying to develop, your portfolio and your catalog, and like, yeah, maybe let's start this cold. Let's
Yeah.
let's edit this
Actually,
first.
I guess what's cold and what's warm? I think we're doing it warm because we already
This
did a
is the cold.
rehearsal. Oh,
Well, this is the cold open technically because you haven't introduced it. That when you introduce the show, that's when it's finally warm,
okay.
quote
Well,
unquote.
let's warm it up.
Let's warm it up. All right, folks. You might know us. This is a show where it's two brothers that are too far away, and we were too bored of quarantine. So here we are. We're doing a podcast called "Give
Me,
the
controller.
Hey," and I'm Nate, your OK analyst.
And I'm Matt, this week's game player, who isn't doing too badly.
Nope,
Got a little hairy last week.
you didn't die. You haven't died
Now,
yet.
yeah, I don't know if I optimized or not. Whatever, it's hard to. I feel like it's these games are easier than I remember them. I'll tell you that right now.
I was wondering. We've talked about difficulty and design. You've designed games, right? If I was trying to just sell units, I'd definitely make it easier.
Well, and this is what I've developed actually a lot from board game design is I think of difficulty
Mm,
um, on a grid with think of your x-axis. I think of that as your traditional um, task is easier, a task is harder. Like let's say a boss fight. Oh, it has more life. Your weapons do more less damage,
right.
etc. That's what is the difficulty. And then I think of complexity, and that's on a more vertical axis. You have simple and you have complex. And you see that I think a lot more in Legend of Zelda games or puzzle games like that, where in the first
Ooh.
dungeon you're in is simple, right? Because it's introducing you to the puzzles, and by
I
the end
remember
of
the
the
Forest Temple.
yeah,
I remember that.
by the end of them, even the water temple, especially, is where we blew. No, we blew it on the key in the Zelda. You know, there's like in the forest temple, if you do the keys out of order, you're done. You're done, son. Um,
Dude, this guy, he finds you and then it's over.
yes, so all your toys. So then there's complexity, and yeah, the dungeons get more complex. That's where you maybe get an AI whose tactics change, right? You can have a difficult game without the enemy doing anything different, and it's just been made
Right.
harder because, like I said, the enemy's got more life, you're less effective. But
Indeed.
when it starts throwing other puzzles in your way, like you got to jump over, the boss starts shooting cannonballs at you, and now you have to jump over those. Okay, now it's become a little more complex. So that's what Donkey Kong Country did. So uh,
Oh, right. Yeah. King K. Rule.
yeah, so I don't think in these earlier Final Fantasy games you see a lot more complexity. I think you might see that
Or
later. Like,
Or a better example than King K. Rool is and Nintendo 64. I remember when Nintendo 64 came out, and it kind of showed everyone that hey, you can get really good at this and be impressive with games like Mario 64, where the difficulties got more increased. Banjo Kazooie, that's when that really started to get difficult, and I was just thinking of a property that got really hard. Not Legend of Zelda. What 64 games did we play? What was it on the loop generally?
oh, jeez. Um,
It was I was
Star
getting to your
Fox.
point. Star Fox. Thank you. When you can fight the robot Andros or the real one,
That's a good
which
example.
is so much harder now. Oh my god, I die far too much when I play
That's
that game.
funny. I went back in when I was in college. I went back and on the Wii played them all, and I actually did great on them.
Did you?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I wonder if because we in college and Santa Barbara, by the way, for people that don't know, that's not the easiest school to graduate from, and also San Francisco. Yeah, for you got robed. This dude's smart. If you don't think Matt's smart, you're wrong. Uh, what year was that when you were playing on the Wii? I'm trying to
2010.
remember. Okay, yeah. So this was back.
a
Wow, it's
decade ago.
forever. Yeah, that was forever ago. Jesus, did you ever think you'd be married with a kid, owning a house in Michigan a decade ago?
Did not. No, I
Me
did not.
either. Like a decade ago, I keep finding myself wondering. I don't know. I wanted to guess this. That's for sure.
um, but hey, we're not here to play Star Fox. We're here to play Final Fantasy 2.
We are here to play Final Fantasy 2, but of what you were describing is a great example of difficulty and how you can make a game more complex by navigating the difficulties.
Yeah. So if I see good points where I can show that to you, where I see spots of complexity or not, I'll be sure to point that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to recap from last time,
Let's recap.
we had lost Tella, gained Edward, then gained Rosa, and then unfortunately we went to get the air crystal. So we met Yang and Yang the Karate Man, as he's defined in the game.
Yeah, that as he's described in the game.
And during the defense of that crystal, we re-encountered Kane, who challenged Cecil to a fight, beat Cecil, uh, and
Best him,
then
destroyed him.
another unnamed to that point character came in. No, she had been named. Tella had, or Edward had, Anna had named Golbez, I believe. Golbez came in, and everyone kind of knew who he was automatically, which is interesting. Golbez came in. He took the crystal. He took Rosa, and he vowed a rematch between him and Cecil. So we know that's coming. With the crystal lost, Yang volunteered the king to give us a ship so that we could sail to find a secret passageway into the kingdom of
Hmm.
Baron and take back the crystals. So,
Oh man, we're going Iroh on this BZ. That's for sure. Like when he takes Bossing say back from the Fire Nation. Yeah, as Cecil's stories. I mean, it's a trope, going through something and then it makes you question everything, and turns out that the very thing you were fighting for is the thing you're fighting
and
against.
I wonder if that's a trope more common with military people. You know, with the bad regime, you you break your current trajectory of lawful dedication to it to a new
Following
character.
your orders,
Yep, yep. So
right?
without much more fanfare, let's get to this week's game.
Happy Pride, everybody! Welcome back, everybody. I'm excited. Um, the writing it's starting to get really good at this point, thanks to Hironobu Sakaguchi and Kenji Tereda, uh, who were the two writers on this IP from Square at the time.
All right, I'm
There's
on a
that.
boat.
There's that. Dude, there's that soundtrack.
Yep. Take good care and fight bravely.
Yang's one. Oh my god.
The others too.
I mean, I'm sure the writing originally wasn't that way.
I don't know, man.
That's true. I'm looking at Kenji Toreda's. I'm gonna look at his body work real quick.
Only because when you just call her like she is, you don't have to spend the time to introduce her. Like, oh, this is my wife, Nora.
Backstory as well.
Yeah.
The backstory is the hardest part, and with The Last of Us 2, without spoilers, that every character that's featured, according to Neil Druckmann and Haley Gross, the creative leads, there was a reason it was designed the way it was, because every character is supposed to be important to the
Okay.
story.
All right.
Unlike a long sprawling RPG where, like, all right, some people are gonna know. Boom. All right, we're back.
All right. So you're saying cast of characters here.
Cast of characters. Kenji Toreda. I'm looking at Kenji's catalog. Born July 11th, 1952. Japanese scenario writer, anime director, series organizer, and novelist. Kenji's most notable works include writing the first three games of the Final Fantasy series. Also worked on Batman: Dark Tomorrow, created the concept for the Sega CD game Dark Wizard, and was the series organizer and main scriptwriter for the Kimagure Orange Road series, among other IP.
Well, that's kind of
So
clear.
yeah, and that's way early. That's way before Square is what it was now.
Sure. So launching point though for sure. All right, this is a cutscene. I'm not controlling this.
Oh,
So,
excellent.
oh, I remember this part. I was like,
Where are we going?
where's the boat in it? You know, we're trying to get to Baron. That's where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, have a drink.
Well, I don't know. Drink some water, maybe.
Sid, Master Engineer. Okay, that makes sense. Go find Sid.
My
It
man.
seems that Sid knows him, or Edward knows him.
Royalty, connective tissue. Probably, I'm sure the place that he hails from, they probably commissioned Sid to develop some things. So probably through correspondences, he would know.
I could buy that.
I'm speculating wildly. Yeah, and Kenji's still alive. Dude's 67.
All right, he's young.
Yeah, he's still working.
See, here it is. Remember this?
Oh no. And everyone gets, oh man, it goes from bad to worse.
Just when things were kind of not looking up. I guess Rose is taken. Kane's brainwashed. Golbez is evil. Actually, yeah, everything's horrible.
Going from worse to way
You lost there,
worse.
but we got Yang, the master of the seas. Leviathan, which would
Wow.
become a staple in summons. Leviathan? Oh. Maybe he spends a lot of time on the beach.
Yeah, oh my god.
I
Bro,
swear it was.
you're working on your parent jokes already?
Well, I swear it was Leviathan or something.
Yeah, that's definitely a typo. So was that a summon or is that a Leviathan that's just chilling?
Well, we don't know what in this mythos, in this world, if the summons exist on this plane, if they get conjured here from some other realm.
Much like the
Oh,
weapons in
wow.
Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, like is it like that? Is Leviathan always been here and just sleeps? And then somehow magically when you summon it, you teleport it across space.
Oh man.
He's just fallen. Like he's not dead. Cecil obviously is all right because he's used to being on airships, and I imagine that sailing on the air isn't so different from the seas.
I ain't gravity.
Well, you get
But
turbulence, winds.
we also don't know what laws of gravity that this universe has to exist in. Oh man, now he's separated from everyone. No idea where he is. This is like Inception, the beginning of Inception. You're like,
Mmm.
oh god, poor guy. What's going on here?
So there we go.
Turns out,
Good dialogue. Guess I'm alone. You'd always been alone. The friends you just made realized how alone you were.
I wonder
Oh, here it
if there
is.
was a version of his story that we've never seen because it never got to be told. But if he was one to try and always be around people, so he wasn't thinking about the horrors and atrocities he was committing for the sake of the kingdom.
Well, look, he went into the military, communal by design. We've seen that here. So he definitely was
Right?
always with people, and he chose that. Go away, go away. Wait, you don't even know me. Ooh,
Maybe they do.
maybe they do.
Serpent Road. Oh, right. Oh man, this is when the game gets so good.
Here we go. Neither forgive nor forget the Baronian pillage and destruction. So Baron has been here before. We, the
Oh,
audience, don't know the place we're at, and this is obviously we don't know that at most points in the game, but also most points in the game Cecil doesn't either. But I think that here we might be able to assume that Cecil has more knowledge than the audience does.
right. And that's a good reveal because we. Oh my God, don't dance on a bar. What is this, Coyote Ugly? Get out of here.
Uh oh.
That's
Uh
disgusting.
oh. Sweet. Free night at the inn.
I think you got drugged, buddy.
Ooh. By dancing?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Maybe
sure.
she. Oh, the pig.
Like, Are you a pig?
I am a
You got
piggy.
you got turned into piggly wiggly.
So again, this is something simple. You just, it's a simple if then. If Cecil watched the dance and then the scene closes, then you just substitute this pig sprite for Cecil's normal sprite. So not a big thing.
Yeah, so that's just an asset that you can select then.
Yep. It is sad that thing that men should hurt men. I agreed. But I'm a pig, so I
Dude,
guess it
that is deep, bro.
doesn't apply to me though. I'm a pig, a talking pig nonetheless.
When was Spider Pig
Uh oh.
released? I wonder if that's kind of a
That's
commentary.
why. Did I go from pig to frog? Wow.
Well, they don't like you.
I know, but things are going bad to worse, as you said. Although I don't know if actually a pig is a.
Spider
I don't know
Pig.
if a frog is a downgrade from a pig. I don't sell to frogs.
Well, that's definitely a nod to Thor, Throg.
What?
That's gotta be.
No, it's the other way around. This came out before Throg did.
Are you sure about
No, that's your job. You're the analyst.
that? All right. Yeah, and Spider Pig wasn't released till it looks like 2007, which would make sense.
Yes, it would. Spider pig, spider frog. Is there
Oh my
anybody
god.
in a white robe who perhaps wants to cure me? Unlikely, I
No, not
suppose.
not not Spider Pig, Spider Ham. I'm and Throg was released in 2004.
Wait a minute. Is this the same room? Huh.
What happened?
Well, this is like the exact same room that exists in Baron.
Yeah, they duplicated the assets.
So actually, you don't need to do that. What you would do is you'd have a separate variable that tracks where you are in the story, and and it's based on numbers. So like right, so when, for instance, let's say when Leviathan happens, story goes from 0 to 1.
Mm,
Well, when I go to this door and this variable is a 0, I end up in Baron. But when I counter Leviathan and then I come to this door and the variable's a 1, it puts me
mm.
out in Mysidia. So same asset, I just have a little control that checks for progress in the story.
Ah, I see. Spider Ham released in 1983.
The Dark Frog of Baron.
Oh my god, the Dark Knight of Baron.
So
He
obviously
doesn't
my
like.
reputation precedes me here.
Yeah, dude. No wonder you keep getting turned into stuff.
But how do they know I'm a Dark Knight? I'm a frog. So obviously that
I
would have made
know,
a
right?
variable there. I would have said if status equals frog, which it does, I'm frog and toad. No, sorry, I'm frog and pig. Then dialogue is different. They didn't take the time to write different dialogue.
Mm.
So here I am. Actually, there's more people on the inn I want to talk to. It's nice to actually have a village that reacts to you. Baron obviously did
Yeah,
because they know me.
you, you know what, man? There's a lot of IPs that um, were written. I wouldn't say shoddily, but maybe some parts were written hastily because it was easier to do it that way because there were other parts in the game that need more attention. So the devs will just push it along, and fast track it. But it's don't get me wrong, different tools, different things, and sometimes you just need to allocate resources to other places, and I get that. But maybe take the time to at least add a little. I don't want to say plot points, but writing details that
Mm-hmm.
further support you know uh, the themes you've already been trying to create, or themes that you're just beginning to create, because this is the first time that we've seen how the outside world is reacting to Cecil. Everyone else so far has just been kind of like, oh whoa, don't engage. But these people are, actively rebelling
Mm-hmm.
against seemingly King Baron. It's interesting.
And I also think it's very telling that at this point in the story, I think we kind of remember what's coming next for Cecil's journey. But him being alone, and then also at the same time being put in a position where he's being confronted by everyone about the
Everyone.
atrocities he's done. And I think this creates a very strong soul searching moment for him. I think this came very timely in the story when he is, again, separated from everyone,
Hmm.
vulnerable there in his friend's regard, and now also realizing who he has become. So it's one thing to want to get revenge on Baron because of um, what what they've made you do, I guess, to Rydia and her family, to the crystals.
Uh huh.
Those things affected Cecil directly. But this is all of a sudden realize you need to change because of what you've done, not what's being done to you, but what you've done.
You
And
know, oh shoot, let's do this cutscene from us this time because I believe we started the game in Mysidia. Is that I
yeah,
believe.
you're right. It was sort of in. So we call that what's that? In started in action. I'm Cecil, the ex-captain of the Red Wings. I could not disobey the king. So he's trying to
Why not?
justify his act. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He didn't even apologize.
Jesus, poor guy.
A girl was captured. Rosa? Oh, it is Leviathan, so they're consistent on that. It would be your trial.
Dope.
You might be consumed by it with its evil at any time. That would have been interesting if they had been able to play that up more.
Yeah, maybe not just animate, but have us go through. Sure, the trial, we know what's going to be occurring, through it, but higher stakes would have been nice, or at
Mm-hmm.
least exploring the adding maybe a magnifying glass to it, so we get a bit more plot points. But the development, fun fact, really interesting fact, Hironobu Sakaguchi, who had previously served as the main planner for Final Fantasy, assumed the role of director to accommodate for a larger development team. Um, it looks like, let's see, Sakaguchi again created the plot for the title with the actual scenario written by Kenji Toyota. Of course, we know that. Sorry, folks. Midway through the development, okay, here we go. As with the original Final Fantasy II, was programmed by Nestor Gabelli. Midway through the development of the game, Gabelli was forced to return to Sacramento, California, from Japan due to an expired work visa. The rest of the development, the rest of the devs followed him to SAC with necessary materials and equipment and finished production of the game there.
What?
Yeah, the game was released one day less than a year after the first game came out.
Wow.
And that was in April 1989. The game was novelized by its original scenario writer Kenji Treda under the title Final Fantasy II, The Labyrinth of Nightmares. It was published in Japan exclusively
Uh huh.
by Kadokawa Shoten. So there's companion content that uh, is sequelizes what occurs in this.
We should read that. I bet there's a fan
Absolutely.
translation out there. Here we go.
Oh no. Oh. Little whippersnappers, tough kids. Well, how do you do, sir? silly, silly little kids. How old are they supposed to be?
I don't know. We'll look at their pictures in a minute. The Black Wizard and the White Wizard. Sweet. Oh, dang it. I missed some dialogue. Okay, well, anyway, so recap there. Cecil is going to become a paladin, which I think is the only time that a paladin ever gets mentioned in the series. I don't ever see it coming up again.
Final Fantasy Tactics, I believe.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. You have samurais, you have knights. I think Agrias is your only holy knight, and that's not a job. That's her special class. So, is this Paladin Portman's bed? But
Final Fantasy 14 features paladins as well.
out. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I haven't played that one. All right, let's take a look at these two.
There are some Final Fantasies. What the?
You know what it reminds me of? Milo or Milo.
Yeah. Nobody messes with Milo.
I'm a fart bender.
Have you seen the Avatar Less Airbender unofficial game?
No.
Oh my god, one developer, and he's been doing it forever. Uh, oh my god, Matt, it's the Avatar game that, and I played the one that was released in 2014. It was a Legend of Korra
Okay.
game. I played it, loved it, but after seeing this, and IGN did an article about it, and I do suggest either reading or watching it. Uh, this game is, oh my god, the assets are so well designed, and every mechanic that's being designed. Man, I don't know how you got permissions to release it, but it's you can get the
Oh.
beta. You can download the beta right now.
So we're seeing here the gear Cecil can use. Recall if I remember correctly, you get up on that mountaintop, you got nothing. Uh,
Nothing.
so I wanted to buy this now, but look how expensive this stuff is.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
So you can buy the shield.
I can't now. I just bought.
How much is the shield?
It was a lot. It was like 700. That was. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got two.
All right. I hear you. I'm with you. I'm back. I'm back in my tree. Can I sell anything else? Does anything have worth anything? Even the. Right. Oh, this isn't the value. This is just how much I have.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
there's a value.
Well, let's sell these. I
Wow.
don't need darkness and shadow anymore.
No, bro. Get that stuff out of here.
All right. I can scrap together some more
There you go.
for like a popper. Wait, these aren't things I have equipped though, right? Okay. Cecil's painting it black. I got you. That would have been horrible.
That'd have been hilarious. Yeah, the developer is Elka Gaming, ELCA
Okay.
Gaming, and you can go to IGN.com, Avatarless Handbrender.
Oh, there's sort.
Uh, it's there you go. Oh god, that makes your life so much
Yes,
easier.
it does. I feel like an idiot. Okay. Now that I have a bit more money, let's buy me. I already bought the. Yes, I can buy the helmet. All right. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and grind for gold, so let's go.
And it looks like Gabelli also he was part of Square's A team, programming the first three Final Fantasy games, the Famicom 3D system titles 3D World Runner and Rad Racer and Secret of Mana.
Oh.
Yeah, he was the lead dev on that, and that game kind of changed RPGs
So
forever.
he's American, right?
No,
He
Nasir Gabelli is yeah, he's an
oh,
Iranian
okay.
American. Excuse.
So, um, where did he go to school? I mean, what back then gaming wasn't what it is now. So like, where did he get his, cut his teeth, get his chops,
Let me see. Early life and career. Check that out right now. As a college student, he demonstrated a slideshow program he'd written at a computer store where he met Jerry Jewell, the store's owner. In 1980, Gabelli founded Sirius Software with Jewell. Gabelli's first game was Both Barrels. He soon became known for programming the first fast action games for the Apple II, which is credited for launching the Apple II as a gaming machine,
Ah.
establishing him as one of the pioneers of computer gaming.
Wow.
Wow. Gabelli was born in Iran in 57, related to the Iranian royal family, and around the time of 1979, around the time of the 79 Iranian Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
He migrated to the United States to study computer science. His interest in video games was inspired by golden age arcade games at the time, such as Space Invaders. Gabelli's first project for the Apple II was Easy Draw, a logo and character creation program which he used for his later games. He then began programming video games in either 78 or 79 and subsequently met Jewel and the rest, as they say, is
Well,
history.
that's really cool. And he was in Sacramento. Wow.
Yeah, that's and you think it's cheap now. Imagine how cheap it was then.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. There you go. Mess him up. And he became known for programming the game code in assembly language directly from his head rather than taking down notes. His games were able to replicate the fast performance, scrolling animations, and colorful graphics of arcade games, which had powerful arcade system boards on the Apple II, a feat previously not achievable on the system. He did so by developing advanced programming techniques, most notably page flipping, which eliminated the flickering that was common on early home computers. So this dude was a real pioneer. And within a year of founding Serious Software, Gabelli had already programmed 12 games. His rapid pace was due to how he programmed, preferring to program directly from his head rather than taking notes, which I understand that. So he quickly coded a game before he forgot the code. Jesus.
I know how that
Wow.
goes.
Oh my. Wow. So he was just hammering the whole time.
So it looks like Palamapurum's twin ability is uh, damage distributed across all enemies. So I noticed in the last fight, when I finished the fight, it did
Uh-huh.
600 damage to the guy, and there you can see that it was spread
Whoa.
out. So good against boss. It was good overall, I suppose. But I just realized
And unless they're using reflect.
that would be bad. I wonder what twin would do that because it's not a conventional spell. You know,
No, it's not. It's a cool mechanic too
spell like
because a
ability we
lot.
call those. Oh, the Raven. What's the Raven say, Nate?
Uh, Swoon. Let's see. And
That's a big bird.
wow. EA Games referred to Cabelli as Ace Designer Nazir and gave Gorgon a positive review. So, wow, it's so fascinating. Squaresoft is where a lot of people, if you want aces and developing your IP, and if you want to rather have a house for AAA games or rather AAA developers, then it looks like Squaresoft was kind of ahead of the curve.
Well, yeah, it sounds like I wonder what their talent pool was, what was their scouting technique, especially to draw from America because
Right?
Square was based in Japan at that time, right? I mean, still are, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah,
But the fact that he
yeah.
made such a name for himself that they poached, outside their borders, which I think is fine. But that I think it just speaks again to his skill.
Poached,
Well, he had a thing, he was doing like come do our thing.
right? I wonder, how much would they have to offer you to, like, hey, jump ship, and we'll pay you
And maybe also
this much,
his ability to recognize what they were doing, where they were going.
right? Right. I think these guys are onto something. I'm. I think this will be around forever.
Video games?
Sure enough.
Nah.
It's crazy when you can start to like put the pieces together of something that you grew up on, and now that we're older and appreciate development and honestly find it really cool. It's so fascinating to know now that, oh wow, this, like, you can literally go to the place where Final Fantasy 2 was developed and, like, wow, there's some cool history here.
And just imagine how many kids were doing these things and their parents saw so little value in it, it's a time waster
Excuse
versus
you?
fostering. Oh, actually, not only is there art that goes behind this, which is sort of the only lens I thought saw it through, but there is
Yep.
coding behind it. There's engineering behind it,
Writing.
writing behind it.
There's
Yeah.
there's
Yep.
creativity, and more importantly, there's it's a great there's artists, there's art, there's so many unique avenues that can be a lot of overhead, right? Gaming is if nothing but overhead. But there's so many jobs that need to be filled in order to design a game. I don't necessarily say well because even some of the greatest games, have their flaws.
Yeah.
But uh,
Where am I going?
it's it's I don't know. I believe you have to find a
I
mountain.
found a mountain. I found a mountain. Yes. What about second mountain? Ah, there it is. There it is.
You know what, Jordan and I caught a little bit of. We got Hulu Live so we could watch the Belmont
Okay.
Stakes, which went great. We caught a little bit of Rush Hour,
The first one?
and I forgot how good it was because it was the war montage. Ha! Huh. What is it good for?
Absolutely
Uh,
nothing.
and it was just Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan like in 1998, clearly just fucking around. Oops, they were just messing around on set, having the time of their lives.
Good.
Dude, I forgot how fun that movie is, and those two together are just so hilarious.
So now we're seeing that the twin ability can fail. I've seen it a couple times now, which obviously doesn't make it a
Yep.
sure gambit. But it's kind of
So what's the
well, it's kind of
strategy
fun.
then?
So I don't know if they did this intentionally, but so they gave you enemies where it worked every time against them, and
Yes.
now they're giving me enemies where it doesn't. And so they sort of feed it to you like, oh yeah, it's fine, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And then when the enemies get a little harder, you're like, okay, I'll bring out this powerful spell I have, my bread and butter. Oh, it's not working as much now. So that could be again a complexity thing, right? They change it up on you, so you got to keep thinking about it. Makes it a little more difficult.
Oh, cool. A cutscene.
I know you don't have to say that.
Listen to that. All
Wow,
right. Jeez. Why? Stop it.
that's why his eyes all funky.
There, right,
Oh,
dude. You're causing micro concussions. That
oh.
those add up,
So this is the first time we've seen the action taken away from Cecil.
right? Ooh, wow, square. That's bold, man.
So the story definitely is getting more complex at this point. I mean, it's in the narrative tools they're using.
Seating and threading, right?
I love.
Dude, what? Where is he? Is he in like
I
a
also, yeah, so
spaceship?
this is also the biggest turn on. Yeah, we've seen an airship. Okay, I get that. I can wrap my head around that. But
Yeah, the
now,
technology.
this is something altogether foreign.
What is going on here?
Yeah, just who has
Milan of
Golbez? What kind of power does he have in his control? And how do I take shields and swords and come at a guy who has computers and wires and flashy lights?
and he wears a weird helmet.
Yeah, now hold on.
Like how does he fit through a
Well,
door?
ask Loki.
He makes his magically disappear.
That's fair. It's actually just an illusion anyway. It's not really there.
True. Same with Hella. Like, come on. I know. I realize it's like magic, but bro, like, don't you get stuck?
And so, oh, so he knows Mount Ordeal. Okay, he knows exactly where I am, what I'm doing. This is a very omnipotent villain.
Mountain exposition.
Yes, Mountain Exposition. I wonder how hard it is.
And he's become a paladin. Oh, character
Yeah,
exposition.
yeah.
Hello. What's with the funny colors?
Don't you think, Kane? Yes. An evil laugh. That's a long space I did between yes and but. Former friend. Oh.
Four. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Jeez, dude. Why do you want that? Oh, wow.
I don't know if you're blundering. How many blunders did you do?
All right. Like, what's going on here?
Damsel,
Oh man, I
damsel in
got.
distress, a trope that I'm glad we hopefully can do away with.
Oh god, can't just people be in distress?
Nope,
All
gotta be a damsel.
right, I got you real quick.
Uh,
All right, we're back, folks. Sorry about that. That was a couple minutes for us, but just a moment for you.
Barely, they slept through it.
Maybe.
Do
I hope
people who
people
got
sleep.
snapped by Thanos experience time change? It was
No,
just a
man.
moment for them, right?
Yeah, just a moment. Well, let's ask Thanos real quick. Hold on.
Oh, ouch, he's doing some damage. So enemy just got like way harder. Oh, well, one hit kill. Okay. Still trying to avoid using actual magic.
Right. You
Oh,
want
I
to
didn't
save
turn my
it?
light on. Hold on.
Yeah. I have quite a few lights on, actually.
Oh, unpausing. All right.
Huh? Oh, okay. What'd you get? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hey, folks, don't mind me having a different conversation completely. What an asshole.
we were paused, so it's possible no one else heard it.
All right, whatever. It's all good.
She got hurt. My poor him. I don't like that.
Yeah, man. I love magic systems in this, but I also
What the
appreciate
heck?
that I also appreciate how vulnerable it
Oh.
it leaves them. Yeah, you used all
Oh,
your magic
sorry.
points,
I had
dude.
assumed Twin took no magic.
No
I
way.
was wrong. So that's why I was failing because I had no magic left. Well,
You are failing.
bother.
Nothing. You get nothing.
Guess I'm gonna have to go use that tent real quick.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, dude. Man, we're so close to a really cool point in the
Not that
game.
close now.
Yeah, right.
I wonder how long it would have gone. Look, I'm learning all these spells and whatnot. Well, I think I got like 10 feet, so. Uh,
Oh my god. You gotta get out
I
of
do gotta get out of
here.
here.
Dude.
Well, I'm glad I gave him these cool weapons.
But well, what I like about RPGs and what I don't like about some of them is that some are too difficult in spots where you're like, dude, I keep dying. Like I'm just gonna save and stop because you're not really getting anywhere, and it's not the frustration factor necessarily. It's just what, why am I playing this if I'm just gonna keep dying?
Yeah.
Or if I can't get to a save point, because I remember even in Final Fantasy 7, the next save point wouldn't be for quite a
Quite a while.
while. So you'd have all this game occurring and all this story and grinding possibly. Well, what are you gonna do?
Leave it on. So
Uh,
you're right, and I remember that even designing Holden Hero 1 and 2 is, especially when I didn't have any real play testers ahead of me, is how do you create
right.
balance? Not just balancing the player to the game, but how do you create internal balance to the game so that there's a
Mm.
smooth pace throughout the whole thing, or at least a pace you control. Right? It's fast when you want to be fast, it's slow when you want it to be slow. That is, it's a difficult tightrope to walk, and I really can't. Knowing what I know now, I really can't begrudge a game when they get it wrong, because you really only notice it when you get it wrong. It's not intentional, obviously, or it is intentional. It's not something that it's more art than science. I think that's what it
Oh
comes
man,
down to.
oh my goodness, that's a tough battle right there.
We'll be all right. A little flare here, a little Cecil there. Look at that. See, one, two.
Boom. All right, you're right. You're right. You're right.
So how much does
So,
flare
and
take? I mean, that twin.
according to gameplay features, Final Fantasy 2 features gameplay similar to that of its predecessor, Final Fantasy, the first one. The player can freely roam an overworld containing several towns, dungeons. Menu-based system also allows the player to outfit each other and also, of course, equip anything that you would like. So that was a through line for games 1, 2, and 3,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, Magic spells are assigned to the character from the item menu, and certain spells such as Cure can be used outside of battle. So that was Since the first game's design, the player can also save their progress in the overworld, much like 1, 2, and 3. Weapons, armor, items, and magic spells can be purchased at shops. So, um, certain games that the 2 or 4, whatever you want to call it, that wasn't available. The purchasing of
Oh,
spells, or there wasn't like a drawing technique like in Final Fantasy VIII, how you could essentially steal summons from characters. But what is interesting, um, townspeople provide useful information for the player's progression through the game. One new feature is the word memory system. When in conversation with non-players NPCs, the player can ask about and memorize special keywords or phrases, which can later be repeated to other NPCs to gain more information or unlock new
wait, what game
actions.
was that?
So, uh, 2, 4,
What?
yeah, yeah. It's a word one new feature, and that was exclusively what started it. The word memory system was Final Fantasy 2, so that was a new mechanic. So like when there's a plot point that is repeated to a character, it's not just for the player, but it's for to disseminate the information throughout the other players to breed more scenes.
Huh.
Which is that's really, I mean, it sounds simple enough, but if if you have to design it and program it, I imagine that was probably not a lot of fun for the first for the team of devs that had to design it. Because the player can ask about and memorize "quote unquote" special keywords or phrases, which later can be repeated to other NPCs to gain more information, unlock new actions. Similarly, there exist a handful
Hey.
of special.
Sorry, I didn't mean to kick off there, but look.
Oh shit! That's man. Whoops. Number 2. Wow, he's back. Here's a cutscene.
You seek for Meteo as well.
Oh man,
He lives with
Meteo.
Mewtwo. Me too?
Oh, time's up, bro.
Watch your mouth. Spy on. In Mount Videos, okay.
Mount Exposition.
He's looking at me like, you have more kids with you?
So, right, bro, what is it with you?
Oh, oh. I don't think he ever met Rosa, but he knew I was trying to save her.
Ah, the magic of legend. Meteo.
You are too old. Yes, I'm old.
My cabbages.
They like troubles. I like that. Yes, we do, kid. So you were told.
Yeah,
It would be
right.
one thing if he had
Like
stood up to try and defend Rosa and was batted aside. It actually might have made a more compelling story, but
I was wondering if because Star Wars at this point, what was super hot, right? And Empire came out in 85, I
84,
believe.
85, something like that.
So the Luke's story when he has to confront the evil that he must face, and Yoda was like, you will be. I half wonder if this was using that trope of facing your inner demons, and that was the whole idea, is that maybe his inner demons will consume him and he'll die.
Hmm.
Mind you, I don't think Luke was gonna die in that weird cave thing, tree, whatever the set dressing was. Uh, but I think that was the point here. Is look, man, it's you got to face some terrible things that you've done,
Yes.
and it may not go your way.
And face who you could become if it doesn't go your way.
Exactly. Hence the Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader analogy. The rule of two, right?
The what?
The rule of two.
You mean just duology?
Well, in Star Wars, there's always two.
Was
Apparently, the rule
the
of two.
Sithies?
The master and an apprentice, or that like George Lucas says, it's like poetry. It rhymes. Why does he sound like Owen
Wow!
Wilson? I'm like, oh,
Wow!
oh wow, I'm Loki. I'm insane. Don't you know I was a boxer? That red zombie
I don't like
is
him.
terrible. I don't. That stuff is nightmares, dude. And I've played The Last of Us too, and what an ending.
You
First of all, I'm not gonna.
you
I
played
won't
it?
spoil anything. Yeah,
How did you play it?
I mean, I played a
There you go.
playthrough, so
You actually you
I
watched a playthrough. Oh man.
I pressed play.
Okay, to be fair, yes, played is the past tense of pressing play. Still feel like that's cheating.
Yeah, you know what, man? At least I'm not like these bigots, uh these turfs as well, exclusionary radical feminists, and all these other people that are just saying terrible things just to be terrible. I don't know why, but they are, and a lot of anti-Semitism. But that's gaming. You release any good art or any piece of art, people are gonna respond. Oh, dude,
Pour him down,
dead,
pour him down.
dude, dude. Oh no, get up, get up.
Ooh, not very effective.
The Palamaporm do remind me of
Hmm.
hobbits.
Hobbits. Ah,
So, or I'm trying to think where would
she
you
has tears.
if I if,
Oh my gosh.
if I if I was one of the writers, if I was Kenji Terada or Hironobu Sakaguchi, I'd probably pull from everything I knew to get every type of fan.
Hmm.
And Lord of the Rings, the books were still really hot at that time.
Well,
So was
uh, but I guess that goes sort of to into redundancy. I mean, the this draws from a lot of other role-playing games that existed on paper before,
right.
which themselves
Ooh.
drew from Lord of the Rings. So
Yep. Yep.
it did, yes, itself draw from Lord of the Rings,
Duplicate
I
success, right?
suppose. Man, these guys are tough.
Yeah. I remember the ghouls and the zombies killing me all the time. But like I said,
There
complex,
we go.
more difficulty. The closer you get to Cecil's change, whoops, spoiler.
Hmm.
The closer you get,
The harder the
oh
ordeals
man,
become. Okay, so I have two stairs. I'm gonna take this one first. Ah, good.
the harder the ordeals are in Mount Exposition. I don't know why that's so funny, man. But
They call it
anytime
like it
like it's
is.
clearly it's an exposition bomb, like, all right, come on, are you even trying?
Right. Maybe again that was something that was a translation.
Yeah, or the word.
Hiss.
Uh,
Hiss.
well, oh shoot,
Stop
yeah, here
it.
we go. This is it. This is it.
Nothing on the bridge.
Yeah, yeah, and after this, we'll wrap it up. And wow, man, the story gets really good. Every Final Fantasy, like once you're like about a quarter, almost a quarter way through, it's like, all right, I'm hooked now. Especially after that Final Fantasy VII remake. Wow, I cannot wait for that next episode.
What's the schedule of release? Do you know?
2023,
Oh my
especially because
gosh.
they're updating to
Oh,
UE5. So imagine the Unreal Engine 5 being applied to Final Fantasy 7. I mean, I'll take the most real version of Tifa and Well, Tifa specifically. I won't mention why, but I'll take the most real looking version of her. Why not?
I'm glad.
My wife just gave me a terrible look.
Yes.
Here we go. Cutscene.
Fiend of Earth.
Whoa. What does this one look like? Oh, creepy. Looks like Deadpool with the suit on, I
Ah,
mean.
okay.
I was gonna, what, like a cancerous ball sack?
Let's see what casting life on them does.
Yeah, please. Let's do
Ooh,
it.
that was effective.
Nice. Boom.
Nothing. Okay.
Boom. Nothing. Look
Comet. Oh, there's a
at
new
this.
one.
Man, that story always kills. Oh, jeez. I'd hate to see someone actually casting spells like that
Don't
at
with
me.
children. There's no one there.
Oh, you. Yeah, right. They're dead.
A dead Jim.
Wait, but they're like
They're dead
actually
again.
dead.
I'm playing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign with my homies back in California, and I am actually playing a Revenant character. Yeah,
Really?
interesting. I'm being conservative with my magic right now. I don't need to be, but I am.
I'm looking at some of the information about Final Fantasy 2, and uh, whoever is like uploaded the info has 4 and 2
Oh,
confused. So there's pieces of information for 2 and for 4. it's, but that's again the translation, the updates. Certain people didn't understand that certain information was for other
I did
things.
it!
Boom. Uh, that's all a fiend of Earth has. That's all they got. That was. You know what was harder to beat? Oh, gross.
Yes. And a slap. Uh-oh.
Slap.
Don't say it.
What the 5 fingers instead of the face? All right, here
No,
we
nobody
go.
safe.
Right,
I'm
I remember
teasing you.
doing that. Dad wanted to uh, play a round of golf with
Oh,
me
yeah?
this morning, rather this afternoon, but we have to do our show, and then immediately right after there's a SpaceX launch at 1:20, and we have Jordan and I have the interview tonight. So I'm like, oh man, that does sound fun, but I'm so busy
Yeah.
today.
Well, because he's not working, it's summer, so.
Right? Yeah, I guess that they're spending a little extra time with you guys. Is that correct?
8 days?
Wow, for 8 days.
They won't be here, though, so it's okay.
Right. Summer, man, it's gonna be an interesting one. That's for sure. I don't even know what to think.
A lot of time for video games. How about that?
Yeah, well, especially with so many great releases coming out, and more importantly, with with all the virus stuff going on. Like, well, just do what's
Yeah,
safe, right?
exactly. That's the mindset we're taking. Don't take unnecessary. Yeah, I get it. You have to take some risks in your life, but there's people will be tempted to draw an artificial line in the sand where it's, well, I took one risk, I might as well take all the risks. No, that's not necessarily how it has to work. Oh,
Got to watch the booze too. The more booze you drink, the more likely you are to not care.
oh, snap.
Well, look at this and
Attack
that
my
song.
behind. Milan Z.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
creepy.
And new boss music. It's like
Ew.
over boss music. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh no.
Poison touch.
Yeah, and every time you take a step and which is unique to this game, every time you step, you lose life when you're poisoned. I remember that happening and a bunch of my characters dying, wondering like how they died. Dude, you're poisoned. That's what that
All
flashing
right.
light is.
Heal. There we go.
Do you not remember that? Come on.
I remember. I know it.
I know you know, but it's I'm being self-deprecating.
Oh, try talking to yourself. I got you. I got you.
Yes, yes. Psychopathic, you might say.
No. Lonely. Oh, look at that damage.
Oh my goodness. Did you ever see the game Cuphead or ever hear about Cuphead?
Can't say I have. Cuphead?
It's getting a Netflix series. It's actually a really cool game. It's animated property. Imagine like all the old Disney, but with like instead of like y- you know like,
Hmm.
but they're getting a series, and that's great for that team because they they worked. It took I
Done,
think
son.
4 years, and boom, dissolves.
In a big way.
Heck yeah, dude. There you go.
See at the bottom. Unpoisoned. See, he's just talking about that.
Yeah, because I always fall off of a bridge.
And here it gets
The Iron
a
Man.
little deeper here.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, the music. Man, this music in this game.
Wow. So is that like his parent?
And grieve that no other way remains. What is so grievous about this?
Yeah, right. Letting go of the past, maybe.
Giving up his power.
Dope. All right, someone stole something from Legend of Zelda.
Uh,
The sword, like, come on. Part from your past. Indeed. What? Hey, dude. This is my own fight. Oh, cool. So is this like a metaphor or is he actually fighting himself?
¿Por qué no los dos?
D Knight. DJ Knight.
Wick, wick. Oh, legend doesn't do anything.
Legend. What the
I
what?
don't know.
What?
You must not fight now. Oh, my bad. You don't beat the
Oops.
darkness with damage.
No. With understanding. Ugh. man, that's such a powerful attack.
Yeah, it's cool.
Why
Where was
can't
it?
why can't you do
Right, where was that when I was?
that? What's
Well, like I
going
said, maybe
on
it
here?
always existed to show that Cecil never maybe truly embraced the darkness.
Hmm. Right. And that because maybe I'm using that power like the Black Knight in Marvel. You know, the more he uses his sword, the more he lusts for
There you
blood.
go. I just yeah, the idea is that oh, this is an interesting line. I always like this. I still remember it now to this day. Justice is not the only right in this world. You know, mercy, truth,
Understanding,
understanding, right? Compassion.
empathy, you might say.
Yes. Bit of Lion King there.
My
Bit of
son.
Star Fox right
So
there.
but all right. So his pop like murdered by Golbez? Was his dad serving, or his mom, or
That's true. We shouldn't assume father. Parent.
parent?
Heart attack. Just 'cause I said doesn't mean I'm dead. All the spells he had forgotten. Son, I will forget more than you'll ever know.
I,
Damn, what did Palamporum get?
all right. Like, wow. Let's have a really convenient plot point happen right now. Wow. Let's go and get Golbez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if we were to write this now, it would be less of a tutorial.
Look at me.
Dope. Man, the game starts to get really good now.
All right. I have shield.
You got that shield, bro. Now you can sell
I
all that
got
armor.
head. I got arms. Nice.
Woo! Cloth, huh?
Meh.
All that nice gear. Cloth.
All right. Well,
All right. Wow, we made some great progress
we
today, huh?
did. Everyone's life's full. Everyone's magic's full. Say goodbye to the Dark Knight.
Love it. Bye.
Level one. Oh, level
Thanks for
one.
being. Oh no. Well, you're gonna. I remember. That's right. I remember leveling up like a lot after
Yeah.
this.
I mean, he got 600 life, so he's gonna level. That's funny.
You'll
Yeah,
be fine.
that's funny. Okay.
Do you have anything that you want to plug, promote, anything to add before we
It's
wrap
Steam
up?
summer sale, so I might spend more money than I'm supposed to on video games. Now, a couple on there I wanted to try.
Ooh.
Some city management games. I think there may be. Oh, Stardew Valley's on there, and I thought about playing that because I don't know. It's very much in the vein of what I'm interested in doing. So just like learn a thing or two from him.
Heck yeah, man. That's that. I'm glad to hear that. Steam. I'm a big fan of Steam, so the more games pick up, the more opportunity we have to do stuff like this.
You're next, so you gotta start thinking. I don't even know if we're halfway through right now, but you're next. So,
Now, not even close. We got
but
weeks
it's moving
so
at a
till
good
I
pace,
need to
though.
worry
It's moving
about
at a good
that.
pace.
Yeah, we do this twice a week. It'd be moving along, a
Yeah.
lot faster.
All right.
But
Well, hey,
I'm not
enjoy the
gonna do it.
space launch later. I know we're gonna launch space into outer space. So
Yeah, and 20 minutes actually. But you can definitely check out Thinks and Drinks podcast. Of course, Nerdin' and Learning, and you can find me on all the socials and all the platforms. And also, please go to thinksanddrinks.squarespace.com. Uh, this episode was a ton of fun. Of course, I've been Nate. You've been great. Matt, it's supposed to do a sign off.
your mic went silent. I didn't see it. Do I have a sign off? And I'm Matt. I played the game this week.
That's right. And this has been another episode of Give
The
the
controller.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Much
Bye,
love.
Nate.
Light champ.
You
Have a
too.
good one.
Bye.